Johnny Depp has spent years as one of Hollywood's most recognizable figures, a shape-shifting actor whose character has often felt larger than life. Yet in recent remarks that have circulated widely, Depp spoke not as a mythic star, but as a reflective artist grappling with fame, fallout, and the cost of being endlessly defined by public narratives. What he said surprised many, not because it was sensational, but because it was restrained, introspective, and quietly defiant of the image that has followed him in recent years. Depp addressed the way public opinion can harden into certainty, especially in an age where headlines travel faster than contexts. He suggested that people often feel they know a person fully after consuming fragments of a story, even when those fragments are shaped by legal battles, social media algorithms, and the appetite for conflict. His point was not to demand sympathy, but to question how quickly complexity is flattened into verdicts. In doing so, he framed himself less as a victim, and more as an example of how easily a reputation can become a shorthand for controversy. The actor also spoke about the personal toll of being constantly discussed as a symbol rather than a human being. He described moments of isolation and disillusionment, noting that fame can magnify silence as much as applause. According to Depp, the experience forced him to reassess his priorities, including what he owes to the public and what he must protect for himself. This reflection, delivered without bitterness, marked a departure from the combative tone many expected after years of intense scrutiny. In his comments, Depp emphasized creativity as a form of survival rather than escape. Music, painting, and independent film projects became spaces where he could exist without the pressure of constant interpretation. He suggested that art offered him a language when conventional explanations felt inadequate, allowing him to process experiences privately while still communicating something honest. For fans accustomed to seeing him through blockbuster roles, this quieter artistic identity offered a different lens. Perhaps the most striking element of what Depp said was his acknowledgement of accountability, alongside resilience. He did not claim perfection or attempt to rewrite history. Instead, he spoke about learning, aging, and accepting that life rarely fits into clean moral boxers. This balance between self-awareness and self-respect challenged the polarized narratives that often dominate celebrity discourse, where figures are either fully redeemed or permanently condemned. Depp also reflected on the audience itself, suggesting that people are not wrong for reacting emotionally to public stories, but that they are often deprived of patience by the pace of modern media. He urged listeners to resist instant conclusions, not only about him, but about anyone caught in the glare of public judgment. The message resonated beyond celebrity culture, touching on broader questions about empathy, justice, and the responsibility that comes with attention. Industry observers noted that these remarks arrived at a moment when Depp's career appears to be recalibrating rather than rebounding in traditional terms. Instead of chasing major studio projects, he has leaned into smaller, character-driven work and international collaborations. His words seem to align with that shift, signaling an artist less interested in restoring an old status and more focused on building something sustainable and sincere. Public reaction to what Depp said has been predictably mixed, but notably more nuanced than in the past. Some listeners expressed surprise at the calm clarity of his tone, while others remained skeptical, wary of separating words from past events. Still, even critics acknowledged that the comments added depth to a conversation often dominated by extremes. In that sense, the impact of his words may lie less in persuasion and more in disruption. Ultimately, what Johnny Depp said was not a dramatic revelation or a calculated soundbite. It was a reminder that public figures, like private individuals, exist in layers that rarely fit neatly into headlines. Whether or not his words change minds, they invite a pause, a moment to consider how stories are told and retold. In an era defined by quick judgments, that invitation alone is enough to make people listen and rethink what they thought they knew.